So sometimes you are in a situation where what you are observing, and because of the way you've been practicing your observation of life and your living of life, sometimes you find something that you really don't like. Now, that's not wrong for you to do, because that was the whole point of you coming, so that you could have this important step one experience where you know what you don't want, which helps you to know what you do want. How else are you going to discern? It is the variety and contrast that helps you choose, you creative genius. That's what it is all about. So as you choose and know what you don't want, what you often don't realize is that in that moment of choosing, and sometimes it is more fully conscious than others, because you are choosing even at a cellular level, as you are knowing what you don't want and therefore choosing what you do want. It is, by the way, how the evolution of all species occurs. As you are making those choices, you are launching a vibrational, or you could say a thought. We call them rockets of desire because they come out of the contrast that you are living. And as you launch that rocket, your inner being is fully involved in the new decision that you have made and joins you in that preferred preference. So now, step one and step two have happened. You've asked, and source has aligned with what you are asking for. When you ask, it is given. Someone should write a book about that. So when you ask, it is given. But the thing for you is now you must find a way, and it usually takes a little time, of lining up with what you've asked for. Because after all, you may very well, in fact, you usually are much clearer about what you don't want than about what you do want, because what you don't want is a longer practiced vibration. So you launch this rocket, and now here's where the mix of vibration comes in. Because you know what you don't want, and you launched a rocket about what you do want, but you know what you don't want, but you launched a rocket about what you do want, but you know what you don't want. But you launched a rocket about what you do want, and that's where your inner being is. Fully fixed in this vibration of what you are asking for, and emanating a vibration about that. So here you are. You have a sort of tug of war going on within you, because you knew what you didn't want and you asked for what you did want, but you're more devoted to what you don't want because you're usually defending and justifying and explaining, rationalizing, explaining why things have gone wrong. So as you stand in that vibration while your inner being is running with what you do want, that's when there is a tug of war, and that's why you feel negative emotion. Every emotion you feel is about this gap or crevasse between your current focus and the current focus of your inner being. And when you understand that your inner being is with you always, is awake within you, is fully integrated, is aware of what you've got going on, and is devoted to your choice, not your sloppy habit, your choice, what you really want, not your sloppy thinking, not your defensiveness, not your justification, but knowing what life has produced for you. You have evolved. You have become more because of this experience that you just lived, and your inner being stands there holding that new set point that you have discovered for all of us. But we love you so much. You are so stubborn. And often you stand in that defensive place and continue to beat the drum of why you need more money, you want more money, you need more money, you want more money, when you've asked for more and more is lined up for you. And so we wanted so much for you to come to understand that while you are creating your own reality, that you have created a vibrational reality that is the first stage of the reality that will one day, and not so far from now, be manifested in your experience, where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. But in the beginning, it's a vibrational ether. It's a vibrational state of being. It's a vibrational existence where your inner being stands and tends and holds, that law of attraction is responding to. So all of the cooperative components of your newfound desire are already being gathered. The question that this seminar wants to ask of you, so that you may find the answer moment by moment, is, since the cooperative components are all being gathered, are you one of the cooperative components that's being gathered to your own creation? Or are you holding out stubbornly over here in defensiveness? Are you more of a vibrational match to not having enough money? Or are you more of a vibrational match to the abundance that you want? Are you more of a vibrational match to who you really are? Or are you more of a vibrational match to what has caused you to become more? What are you a vibrational match to? And the way for you to know, a way for you to feel who you are, a way for you to understand who you are, is by recognizing how you are feeling. Because the better you are feeling, if you're joyful, if you are passionate, if you are feeling exhilaration, then you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the source energy that is really you. Then you are in this moment a vibrational match to the furthest place that you have come to. Then you are in harmony with your inner being. Then your valve is wide open. Then you are a vibrational match to all that is well. And you are in what we are now calling the receptive mode. The receptive mode, the receptive mode, the mode of being ready to receive the vibration that is coming from that broader, wiser part of you. The receptive mode that understands who you really are. The receptive mode who is offering to you a steady, powerful vibration, but you've got to get on the wavelength of it. You must be a vibrational match to it, or you won't hear it. You cannot be a vibrational match to the absence of what you want and receive what you want. It just can't happen. You've got to be a vibrational match to what you want. And so we've been talking for a long time. At first we called this gathering the science of deliberate creation. You got a little heady about that though. You worried about your creating. You worried about your thoughts, since we explained to you that you get what you think about. And so you would think a thought or speak a word and then you'd try to suck it back. Before law of attraction took hold of it and brought you something you didn't want. But now we're explaining to you that it is really the art of allowing. It is the art of receiving. It is the art of practicing the vibration of what you want. But you can't always be in the place of being a vibrational match to what you want, because sometimes life is coming at you and you are observing because it is the step one part of your equation. How are you or any of us going to evolve if you don't have contrast from which to choose? And so step one is life shows itself to you. You know what you don't want. You know what you do want. And in that step one, you are launching these rockets of desire. Step two is your inner being stands firmly in alignment and in vibrational sameness as your desire. And law of attraction gathers all of those components in a vibrational state that you cannot see or hear or smell or taste or touch. But you can, if you're in the receptive mode, you can feel it. You can feel when you're lined up with what you want, and you can feel when you are not. And so step three is you getting into that alignment. And then step four is just getting really good at it. Step four is becoming a vibrational match to it, a steady vibrational match to it. Step four is being such a vibrational match that you are a master of it, that you really know readily when you are vibrationally out of whack and when you are vibrationally in sync with what you want. And then step five is our favorite step of all. That's where you are back in step one and it's all right with you. That's when you're having another new step one moment and you are understanding the value of it, because expansion comes from it. If it were not for the opportunity to experience new contrast, you or none of us would continue to expand. And so we wanted so much for you to accept the reality of this vibrational reality. And after all, why should you? It hasn't manifested, so you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. You can't point it out to others. They can't confirm to you that it is there. You can feel it, but so often if you want confirmation from others and others aren't there and they can't see it. So we've been having Esther wave her arm around, showing you this vortex. Wrote a whole book about it too, in fact. 2 books about this vortex so that you would expect the realness of it. But until it starts becoming a reality that you can see, often you don't accept it as a reality. And that's the first thing that we want you to begin to understand. We want you to be able to accept that there is a vibrational beginning place, just like there is a fetus in the womb for several months before there is a baby in your arms. There's a gestation period, and yet you accept the reality of that, even though you can't rock it in your arms yet. And you say, well, there are ways that we can see and know that it's there. And we say, yes, but stop nitpicking with us. Just go with the flawed analogy that there is a gestation period, and more and more and more and more and more, these vibrations turn to thoughts, and those thoughts turn to things. And the experience of those vibrations turning to thoughts and those thoughts turning to things is such a delicious and glorious experience. In fact, that's what you came for. You keep thinking that you came for the manifestation, for the car in the garage, or for the lover in the bed, or for the money in the bank. In fact, sometimes you said to us, as we were really giving you a lot of information about this vortex, all right, you said to us vibrationally, we hear it all. How do I get the money out of the vortex and into the bank? When does it come out where I can enjoy it? And we say, you must become a decipherer, an interpreter, a receiver of the vibration, because it is through your perception of it that it becomes reality for you. This turning these thoughts to things is subtle in the beginning. If you're not tuned to it, you don't feel the satisfaction of its existence. And that's a key word that we're wanting you to follow us through in this day. The satisfaction of its existence, even though it's not a full-blown manifestation. That's the key for you. That's the key to living happily ever after. You have to accept that there is a reality that exists, and you must feel satisfaction in its existence before you can be in the receptive mode, where you can lead it, follow it, experience it, witness it all the way out into this full-fledged vibrational, but see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it reality. So often your creation is unfolding, but because it is so important to you that you and others see it, that when you look for it and it isn't fully matured and you can't see it, then you doubt it. You see its absence rather than its presence. And so then you offer a vibration of contradiction about it, which holds you in a place where you're not in the receiving mode, and then your witnessing of its evolution ceases for the time of your doubt. You're following? So once you get the hang of this, once you understand that you are the creator of your own reality, and that you can be or do or have anything that you choose, and that as you are the creator, that you have created so many things. You have a vibrational reality, this vortex that we're talking about, that has so much content it would keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes to experience the manifestation of it. It is magnificent what you and your lives have gathered for you. But now you got to tune to it. You've got to perceive it. You've got to receive it. You've got to be the translator of it. And as you are, we're talking about following impulses. We're talking about getting tuned in, tapped in, turned on. We're talking about starting your day in a neutral vibration because you've slept in the night and your momentum has stopped, and you've meditated this morning, and so your vibration is in sync with who you really are. And as you move into the day under those conditions, your receptiveness will be such that there will be subtle impulses that you may not even understand the meaning of. All you will know is it's a good feeling impulse that you wish to follow. And as you do follow, as you wish to follow that good feeling impulse, then what happens is it leads to another and another and another and another, until there's a full manifestation. And oh, you are so beautiful and so happy as you recount those manifestations, as you talk about how you met and how you were over there and different things. It's really quite nice to see you in the awareness of how this manifestation came about. And you have so many examples in your own life that will undoubtedly awaken as we are moving forward in these hours that we are together.